Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm King POSH, and today we're looking at my Legend all-wheel drive drift tune for this wonderful Mercedes-Benz. Here is my share code. Got it? Great. And yeah, this thing's got 760 horsepower or 550 foot-pounds of torque. Let's get into this thing. Now, I had another tune for this car, but as you can tell, it had the 668 horsepower with 682 foot-pounds of torque. So I kind of like flipped the numbers. I gave it more power and less torque versus having less power and more torque. There's that. And I made that in 2024. But here we are. We're looking at the newest one that I built. And this one is in 4th place overall. If I go here and do A, drift best for handling, got to do that again. I saw it blip. Yeah, so I'm 4th overall on that one. But, yeah, so. But what I did was I retuned this thing, rebuilt it, and it is definitely a lot of fun in the open drift lobbies. I wish I could show you guys the screenshots here. And they're all right here, and I can see I'm in 1st place, at least I can see it from my 55-inch TV. But I hit 1st place 3 times in a row in open drift lobbies. As you can tell, there was hardly anybody in there anyways, to begin with, because A-class, apparently, nobody's on. But hey, it was able to win. Had a lot of blast with this thing, and I'm excited to show it to you guys today. And this is actually a huge shout out to BP13R. He asked me to make this tune for you guys, so here we are. So I've got the 3.2 liter inline 6 giving you the 760 horsepower. All right. All-wheel drive drivetrain swapped, and a single turbo. Here we got nothing in the front and nothing in the rear. Wow, we have a stock rear spoiler back there. I wanted to have it on there, but if I took it off, it would take me up to an S1 class. So there's that. All right, and you have to have that wing back on there. It's not a 190E without that. All right, it's just got a stock tire compound. All right, stock width in the front, stock width in the rear. Rims of choice are right here, the American Racing AR907s. That's right, I put an American Racing rim on a German car. Alright, you got 17s in the front and 17s in the rear. We have an 8-speed transmission. Alright, if I would have gone for a 7-speed or a 6-speed transmission, it would take me up to an S1 801. This is what the best I could give you guys, okay? To keep it in the A-class range. Because you're going to see this thing is as light as possible. It's got all the good stuff on there. Alright? Got everything there? The drift differential? Yeah? Good. It's got the race brakes on here. Alright? And it's got a race rate reduction. So, you know, and that seemed to where I felt like this is just a good solid A800 class car with the power that it's got. It's got the drift springs and dampeners on there. Race anti-roll bars for the front and rear, so ultra light there, and no roll cage. Alright. And then here, everything's on here. Everything's on here to give you all of that power coming out of that inline 6. Alright, now I just left the regular turbo in there. Some people like it with the, you know, this, but I decided, you know, just deal without. All right, makes a lot of people happy, I guess. Me personally, I like the fire, but you know, it is what it is. And it's got a sport flywheel. If I put the race flywheel in there and saved an extra 6 pounds, it would take me up to an S1 801 class. So this thing is spot on, right where it needs to be, for it to be an exact A800 build. And that is, well, the build. Alright, now let's look at the tune and show you guys what I did to this thing. It's got a nice top speed of 155, kind of like in real life, you know. It's got 55 to maximize that slide. All right, here is the gearing, as you can tell, and it's relatively very close to each other. It didn't have to go all the way up to 281 miles per hour. All right. And then here is the alignment. And I did some minor changes from the King's all-wheel drive drift to the Legend. And the front camber is definitely a change for sure. I made this into a straight build, and it works very, very well. Okay. It's great on tiny tracks, on small tracks, medium tracks, and on long drifting tracks. You might have to switch back and forth just because 760 horsepower is a lot, but it's not like 12 70 horsepower, to really push you along. Either way, moving on. Anti-roll bars are just 1-in-1, so basically just there for show. Okay, springs are as hard as a rock, all right? So this thing's got like this go-kart-like sensation. And then low as you can go is 3 inches off the ground. And then dampening is 20, 1, 20, and 20. All right. Now, you see, you would have to remove the that beautiful rear wing to have this not be there, but just take the dot all the way down to 6 pounds. 6 pounds of, downforce on the back. It's not much. Brakes are just 50 and 100. And then differential 76, 86, 97, 97, and there's 89% of the power going to the rear wheels. And with that, you can do burnouts. Well, in reverse you can. So you can kind of trick people when you're in open drift lobbies that they might think you're a rear-wheel driver, but you're not. There's that. Because, see, you can just get in rear-wheel drive and just sit here and spin your tires, and you just might trick people into think that this thing is, rear-wheel drive when, in fact, it's all-wheel drive. Because that's what I was doing. I was just sitting there just spinning my tires in reverse. And everyone's like, oh man, good job. They were all thinking that I was rear-wheel drive, and it was hilarious. But this thing's super smooth. I'm not even touching anything. There's just touching the throttle there. And I mean, it just drifts so smoothly. Yeah, I love this thing. Oh, we're going to hit. We're going to hit. It's okay. She's a slider. We're still able to pull a 38 out of that. I think my best on this is a 43, somewhere around there, which isn't bad. Go on back through there. See if we can't make that a little smoother. It was. And we'll take a 41.8 right now. Now when I'm hitting those 43s, these tires are warmed up and the car is an absolute wreck because it was right at the end of me tuning it. So, but this thing's great. I like this thing. It wasn't meant to go out on here. It was meant to go in the open drift lobbies, just to let you know. There's 7th gear right there. And 8th gear is also there, And I see that's where you're pretty much going to, you're not going to see 8th gear when you're in open drift lobbies, though. All right, you're going to see either like 2nd, 3rd, maybe 4th gear. It really depends on what type of, shifter you are. You might be just running through the gears left and right. I don't know your drifting style. So, yeah. But this thing is loads of fun. Lots of power. So if you like power, you're going to like this car. I think it sounds a little bit better than the Rally engine. Nothing against the Rally engine. It has less power but more torque. But, this one sounds better. love this thing. So, yeah. And that's the tune, that's the build on this beautiful Mercedes-Benz. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I enjoyed tuning it for you guys. And yeah, until then, stay sideways, my friends.